Jackson Merrill joins us. Finished second in Rookie of the Year. I know many people in San Diego were quite perturbed about that.
Jackson, everybody in San Diego, Tony. Don't say many. Come on.
Jackson, how your spring going, man?
It's going good. It's a lot more chill than last year and previous years, but I kind of get it. I'm ready for 162 and just to get ready for a long season, a longer season than the last one.
How has that been for you? You're used to coming in here and just being like, nose to the ground, work. This year, though, I'm sure you've kind of had to temper that a little bit. Has that been an adjustment for you?
Yeah, I feel like my work outside of the games has always been the same. Like, I'm still working hard, still getting my stuff in. It's just the games are a little bit slower now, It's kind of out of my control, though, so kind of only worrying about things I can control. That's what helps me get through the days.
Jackson, how did you handle your success last year? I mean, that could be something that's kind of a learned thing, right? I mean, to be at the big league level and have things go the way they did. Did you have people trying to keep you a little calm and cool and collected, or how did that work for you?
I think it was kind of just myself, more of focusing on a main goal. My main goal is to come together with my friends at the end of the game and hug in center field and jog in and high five everybody. We want to win the ball game and kind of celebrate that.
AKA winning, yes.
Yeah, that's the main goal. So staying calm and not really thinking about too much. I think when you hit a homer or something, you can get to your head and you can feel like you're the best hitter on earth, and that's not a bad thing. But at the same time, know that you're the best hitter on earth and you're doing it for your team, not for yourself.
How do you do that, though? I mean, listen.
No kidding.
All of that is
you're not old enough to know all that, Jackson.
Very well said, right?
Yeah.
But when you're having the kind of success that you're having during your rookie season, I imagine that's not as easy as it just sounded coming out of your mouth. And so fast forward to year number 2 now. How do you go about the work without trying to add too much, right? Because I think that's the mistake a lot of us have made second year after having a good first season, is that I want to do more. Mm-hmm. And that ends up kind of being a roadblock. How have you approached year 2?
Yeah, I mean, I've been kind of chill in my work. I've been leading up to a season that I know is going to be long. Last year in spring training, it was go, like get it all in, you got to make it. And now that it's like I kind of have a little bit more comfortability, In my mind, it's not like that. Like, I want to make the team still. But I know in longer terms, I do have some more comfortability. I'm going to be out there every single day in center field. But for me, it's just like, why build on something that was so good when you can just subtly make it better by just playing harder? Like for me, it was like grinding out more ABs that I needed to grind out, not swinging as much. I like how much I swing, don't get me wrong. I'm a hitter, Right. I'm not a walker, I'm a hitter, but at the same time, taking some walks that could help us individually and then steal a bag, could be better than just rolling one over and putting it down on a ball. So, I don't think there's too many areas where I should really hone it in and really get so much better. I'd rather just continue to grow in my game and let it all flow together, But staying more humble with how I was playing last year is helpful from Manny and Toddy. I got guys that are doing it for the last 10 years, but then also, Manny had more home runs than me. He had probably more doubles than me. He was raking too. So It helps when there's people around you doing the same thing. It makes you want to play up to their level as well.
Jackson Merrill is with us, and God, I'm like saying that to myself. I'm excited to have you on the first time that you've been on our show. And from shortstop to left field and now to center field, off season, look back on your first year in center field. What did you see that you like? What do you see that you want to work on in center field? Did you look at video of some of the greats like, Willie Mays, Tony Gwynn Jr., those kinds of people?
I mean,
you should have seen the look he just gave you.
No, for me, it's just, go be an athlete out there.
Okay.
Outfield is a whole different world than infield. Infield, your work, it really, you got to super hone in on how you can field a ground ball and the way you're going to read it. But the outfield is just get out there and get your eyes right. Go catch it. If it's in the air, you should catch it. Adam Jones told me all the time, just if you see it up, it's the only thing he would say. You see it up in the air, you should be able to get it. So just working on my jumps, working on my agility, making sure I'm still able to go side to side as fast as possible. That was pretty big for me this offseason.
You're still one of the guys that checks in on some of the younger dudes behind you. I think that's really cool because, typically you get to the big leagues, at your age, you're so locked in on trying to make sure you're good and you're right that you don't always have time to do that. But you make time to check on Leo. You make time to check on Ethan and those guys down there.
Yeah.
What is that about? Why is that important to you?
Well, it's like a machine, The organization's more of a machine than anything else. You got levels to it, different levels that help each other. You got certain guys in certain roles that help each other in different ways, I got guys down in the minor leagues that are, they might not get as much playing time as other people, but they're there in the clubhouse. They're boosting that energy up. I have a walking example, one of my best friends, comes to the clubhouse in low A my year and completely just boosts us. We win a championship, and it might not have been him on the field, but off the field there's people doing special things. So just taking care of guys that maybe help you in other ways than you actually notice, I think that's super important. And this org isn't just one person, It's not just one team either. You've got people in the minors that are grinding down there. Like, they're working their ass off every single day. So being appreciative of them and the time that I get to watch them play at the end of these spring training games, I'm appreciative of that because they go a whole year sometimes, you don't see people. So, just take it all in. Baseball is so fun. It's so fun to watch different people play all the time.
Life is not that difficult. Just ask this guy.
Right.
My goodness.
This is the right mindset,
He's
right?
got it. Hey, Jackson, in the batting order, batting ninth, I think, eighth at the beginning, staying there despite a lot of your success. They just didn't want to put any extra pressure on you, or that's what was said. By the playoffs, you're more in the middle of the order. This year, I think you're going to be more in the middle of the order. Will that change your approach, or how do you keep that from not changing your approach?
No, you just got to do the same work every day. It's all your work, Okay. Everything you do before the game is kind of how you're going to, turn out that day. You might have a round in the cage, don't get me wrong. Excuse my language, but
that's okay.
You might not hit as well in the cage and then go rake in the game. But if you're in the cage trying to do your work, that's going to prepare you. If you're changing it up every day and you're trying to do something different, that's what's going to kind of change your swing, change your mentality at the plate. But for me, it's always line drives up the middle to the left side of the field. So if that's what I want to do, that's what I'm going to do. Obviously, certain situations, runners on third, no outs, get a fly ball in the air, trying to do something like that. But in reality, just keep hitting line drives. Everything will fall into place.
The idea of you moving up in the lineup like that, it hasn't really changed much. I mean, as Chris said, you hit eighth, you hit fifth, you've hit third all spring. I mean, I know Skipper's going to say he's not committing to anything yet, but every single lineup that you've been in that spot. So assuming that is the spot you hit, is there some excitement to have a guy like Toddy in front and have a guy like Manny be sandwiched between those two guys?
Yeah, I think it's also just exciting. I hit second pretty much my whole minor league career. I hit leadoff for a while, but mainly second. And, knowing you're getting up in that first inning, it's a different mindset. I think when you're, hitting ninth in the order, it was I want to get up, but, that's not on me. It's on these guys to do that. But now knowing that I'm in that spot, I'm getting up. I want the guy in the 9-hole to get up in that same inning. So grinding that first AB, making the pitcher throw some pitches, that's what I really need to start doing more and expanding. But for me, it's just, it's fun. I'm fortunate to be in that 3-hole right now, and I don't want to get out of it. So
you mentioned that twice now. Seeing more pitches, grinding more at bats. How do you toe the line of being Jackson, who didn't necessarily do that last year, and also improving on that element of the game? Where is that line at?
I just feel like I chased a lot of heaters. I feel like I was on the heater, but then I would be so on the heater that I'd see one up and I'd go for it. I did it yesterday too in our game.
Eye candy.
It's just like you see the heater and you're like, heater. Oh, there it is. And then it's a ball and you're still swinging. So, for me, I got to start being more on the heater, but able to look middle.
Got you.
I'm looking for the heater middle, not the heater. The heater in the middle. That's what I'm looking for. So getting back to that, that's the main goal, and that'll help me walk more, take more pitches, and have better at-bats.
I didn't want to ask anybody this, but I think I do want to ask you this. The way the season ended last year, bad taste for everybody involved. How did you handle it? How do you think this team has handled it? And will you use any of how it ended as motivation this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody looks back and wants to, change what happened. But I don't think anybody's looking back right now anymore. I think it's done. Okay. 2025 is a new year, and there's nothing we can do about 2024. No matter who won the World Series or who beat us in the playoffs, it's over with. That's what happened that year. We can't think about it. If we start thinking about that, it's just gonna bring us down a little bit. So everyone's moved past it. Nobody really talks about it at all anymore. It's time for 2025. We're ready to get going.
Jackson, I think we've hit you from all angles at least here today, man.
And he hit a double off of us every time.
Yeah, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. We are wishing nothing but great success in year 2. We really enjoy watching not only you play, but how you conduct yourself, man. True professional in year number 2 already. Good luck the rest of the way. We'll see you down the line, bro.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate both of you.